Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dear with the Mic podcast. We are on season 2, episode 1. Yippee! Season 1 was kind of short, but we're back. We're better. I took a little bit of a break, but we're back for season 2. Season 2 vibes are going to be a lot neater, a lot more consistent, hopefully. And yeah, I just want to experiment with a few things, but I felt like I don't know, I was still kind of finding my groove. So let's get into season 2 topics. So let's get into some of my inspiration for the week. I'm really into grays and neutral colors. Like, it's pretty obvious. I mean, right now I have on a gray and black sweater. My jewelry is gray, well, silver. My earrings are silver. On my Pinterest board, I have a lot of gray, kind of gloomy outfits. But I feel like groutfits, also known as gray outfits, are just gonna be in this year. I feel like gray is the color for 2026. Maybe I'm making that up and that's just me, but I'm honestly feeling like gray is just so like chic to me. Maybe that's just me, but I digress. I really enjoy outfits that have like long sleeve top and shorts. I know that's kind of basic, but I personally have just found that I really want to try out that silhouette for an outfit. I usually wear like short sleeve shirt, baggy pants, but now I'm thinking I really want to try long sleeve shirt, short shorts. I'm really in need of some micro shorts. I really just want to show my body off this summer. Usually, I feel kind of anxious and pretty nervous around the summertime because I'm just often feeling kind of insecure about my body. But I've been doing a lot of work to love my body and to respect it a little bit, treat it with honor. I feel like when you're gay, you can have chip nail polish. Like, it doesn't mean that I'm poorly cleansed or that like, oh, I'm like whatever, but when you're gay, it's like, oh, that's just a gay. That's gay hands, you know? I've also really been into tabbies this week. Me and my friend were discussing getting a pair, and I just really need one. Like, I need at least one tabby shoe. Like, honestly, if I were to get a pair of tabbies right now, I would probably get the black ones that look like Mary Jane shoes. I saw a pair that had two straps on it. Or I would get the red ones that just look like little flats. I also could go for the cow print design. And I really want a pair of hot pink tabbies as well. That's kind of what I'm in the mood for. I'm really trying to expand my fashion style this year and get a lot more like alternative, but in a way that's gay. I also want to get a lot more queer this year. Physically, just trying new clothes out, trying out new gender expressions, and doing things of that nature. I also want a pair of colored tights. I think I really need a pair of red colored tights, but I'm like, are those out of style? Like, is that kind of dated, you know? And although I don't really care that much about trends and like, what is everybody else wearing, I'm like, like I really want the those one boots everybody has, like the Steve Madden boots, I think that's what they're called. Or maybe that's the knockoff version, but they're like a pair of like black brownish boots and they have buckles on them. They're about knee length. I see every fashion nigga and every person at Howard has those boots and I'm like, I want a pair. I want a pair of those boots. But I'm like, if I get them, is the trend gonna be over? Like, what if there's a new boot that's in style? Because I'm like, do I really want these boots or do I just want to have them because everybody else has these boots? You know? And it's really hard for me to separate. Am I just doing it because it's a trend? Like, am I that easy? Am I that like, I don't know, like where's my backbone? Where's my backbone in this? Or am I just like other people who are into fashion and I too enjoy those boots? it's hard for me to tell the difference. So I just haven't bought the boots. Like, I'm also really wanting a jacket that has fur. I've been seeing fur is really in. I don't have any fur items. I've never been a fur girly personally, but seeing so many people dressed with fur has made me wonder, do I need fur? Like, do I need fur? And the answer is yes. Yes. I want black boots with fur on them. Every girl in Atlanta has those big, like fluffy shoes, or the fluffy boots. And I really want a pair. Like, I want a pair so bad. Any outfit I have, a pair of black fuzzy boots would immediately complete the outfit. I kind of need that bad. Something else in fashion I've really been wanting is the coats that the Napoleon jackets I've seen on Pinterest. If you guys don't know what they are, just imagine like a little coat and it has buttons that are across from each other and the buttons connect via a string and they're vertical from each other. I hope that helped, LOL. But yeah, I really want a Napoleon jacket so bad. I just feel like it would really fit me. I love the gender they bring to the table, and I don't know, I'm just really in love with this coat. Something else I've also been wanting is a pair of heels. I saw someone on Instagram with a pair of bright yellow pointed heels, and I was like, holy cow, I need a pair of those shoes. And maybe not bright yellow to be specific, but I want a pair of heels. I just feel like I need a pair of shoes I can just, strut my little self with. Preferably a red pointed heel, like a burgundy would be my ideal shoe. So I think I'm going to look out for that the next time I go thrifting. Next, going back to the tights concept, I really want some striped tights. Really into those, wanting those so badly. So that completes some of the things that I'm into fashion wise. The next thing I've really been thinking about heavily is nipples and natural hair. When it comes to nipples, I don't know. I feel like they're just such a cute accessory. I think because I've been allowing myself to free my nipple, and not wearing a bra as often, letting my body hang in its natural position. And I feel like it just made everything in my life make so much more sense. I just feel like everything was better when the bra is off. But yeah, I think nipples are very chic, especially because everybody has different nipples. So it's like your own custom like accessory for your outfit. Next, I put on here embracing the natural elements of myself. I've been wearing less concealer and not prioritizing always wearing makeup every single time I leave the house. I've also tried to wear my wigs a little bit less. And that's not to say that wearing a wig or wearing makeup makes you insecure or that it makes you someone who is hiding. But I know who I am and I know what I was using them for. And I wanted to challenge myself with embracing the natural elements of myself and seeing how I could push myself to love my hair even when it's not stretched out, because I really struggle with that. I struggle with that deeply. A lot of times I really only like my hair, I only love my hair when it's very defined and detangled. But what about when it's fresh out the shower, it's freshly shrunk, and it's in 4C natural state? And I found it to be a little bit hard at first because with my hair being shorter and just like usually when I have my natural hair out, I cling to makeup to define my sense of femininity because oftentimes I feel very loosely connected to my feminine identity, I guess one could say. I felt very disconnected to it for a really long time. I just really love looking black and gay. Those are my two favorite things, and I feel as though I have maxed out my queer identity as well as my black identity, and that makes me feel very affirmed in my existence. I hope you guys get to experience something like that as well. It is so cool. I guess one could say. So, last but not least, for the things that have been inspiring me this week, is the colors black and pink. Blackpink, lol. The colors black and pink together alongside one another, they just really suit each other. I just really like those two colors together. I've been seeing black with pink polka dots, and I've been really obsessed with that. So I really want to go ahead and try a black and pink look very soon. It's so bubblegum and Marceline. Like, black and pink just go together. I'm sorry. Like, time for the next topic of the podcast, Dear with the Mic, part 2, section 2 of the podcast. Yay! Part 2 is things I'm thinking about this week. So, the first thing I'm thinking about this week is a Tyler Perry video made by FD Signifier. Huge fan of FD, by the way. Huge fan, huge nerd. Huge geek about that guy. When it comes to the Tyler Perry video, there's been so much hype and so much commotion about this video. I'm overly excited to watch it. Like, I'm out the wazoo, overly excited. I've been looking forward to this video for a really long time, so I'm gonna take my time watching it. I might even take notes. I've never taken notes for a YouTube video, but I think this might be some of his best work, so I'm just really very excited and super stoked to see what I learned from that video, what I come out like viewing the media industry. I'm just genuinely so excited. Like, the next thing I'm thinking about doing is posting myself a bit more on social media. I used to take pictures all of the time for Instagram. I used to do these scheduled photo shoots and I had so much fun. At one point, I even wanted to be a model, and I don't know, I kind of gave up on that. I've learned that I really don't like being in front of the camera. I like being behind the camera, so being in front of the camera makes me feel so awkward because I can't see myself. So it's a bit of a challenge, but I'm learning to take more pictures, get better at posing, get better at smizing, get better at finding my angles and whatnot. And just to not be so nervous about posting in general. Like, I used to really tie a lot of my self-worth to my Instagram likes, and I just don't want to do that. Like, I don't know, there used to be times where I would post a picture and I'm like, oh, it didn't perform like how I wanted it to. I need to delete this right now. I am chop, I am ugly, I am chud. This needs to be removed from the internet now. But I've learned to stop getting those thoughts. Now I'm trying to just take a picture, post it, go. It's not that serious. Any picture of me, I love it, and let's keep it going. Because I feel like I've gotten into a mind state where I'm just being very harsh and very critical on my physical human existence, and I don't want to be that tough on myself. So I'm learning to be a lot more gentle. The next thing I've been thinking about is how I can create more physical media. I am a person who used to make a lot of digital art, especially with YouTube, and Procreate, Instagram, TikTok, all that content creation mess. I really enjoyed doing that, but I want a product that can last through time. I want something that can be in museums. I really, really want to get my work into a museum at some point in my life, and I feel as though Instagram is probably the most helpful tool to help me expand my networking. I don't feel Instagram is going to be my place to really grow at the rate that I want and to just kind of be out there a bit more. And I really want to get in the world for real. Like, I want to get in the physical world. On social media, maybe one could say I'm kind of T. But no, actually, I really want to get into the physical world and put my stuff in the world. I feel like everything is just an idea, but I want to actually idealize the ideas that I have physically. I hope that made sense, hopefully. Now we've entered the third part of the podcast. What is my goal for the week? My goal for the week is to remain hopeful and to really value being happy by choosing things that make me happy. Not things that make me feel good, but things that'll make me feel happy. I'm really trying to find happiness and what that means for me, and thinking about where do I want my joy to come from, you know? I'm thinking about what makes me happy. How can I create that source of happiness for myself? Is my joy found in making art? Is it in engaging with art? Is it in watching documentaries? And right now what's making me really happy is fashion and learning. I love when I'm learning things. I love learning about people. I love learning about art. I love learning about history. I love learning about, honestly, anything ever. I'm just really figuring out my happiness and thinking about my levels of joy. I think something else that brings me a lot of joy and happiness is hanging out with my friends and doing things that support the community. I found that it makes me feel like I belong to the world and I belong to a consciousness that exists, if that makes any sense. I belong to a consciousness that is respected and loved by others. So, yeah. I hope that makes sense. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. So for the third segment of the podcast, we're going to do the reflection question of the week. Now, this question is coming from a shadow work prompt that I found on Pinterest. Pinterest is a great way to heal yourself and find just some nice journaling prompts. I haven't really been journaling that much, but I have been doing a lot of reflection. So let's pick a prompt. How do I distract myself when things get uncomfortable? The way I distract myself is by pushing everybody away. I don't want to talk to people, and I feel as though I have to just kind of suffer until everything is over. And I realized that the self-sabotage of procrastinating and just not thinking wiser was because I want to avoid thinking about something I know I have to do. And so subconsciously, I'm like, if I just don't do it, it doesn't come up. Or if I just don't think about it, it doesn't happen. When in reality, it always happens. Like, the future is always going to come whether you like it or not. And realizing that has been a bit of a challenge for me because honestly, quite literally, I'm a bit hard-headed and stubborn. I feel like I can control things, at least. I always find myself wanting that sense of control. And I'm finding that in reality, you have no control. The only thing you can ever control is yourself. And that's it. You can never control how someone reacts to you, how someone talks to you, how someone thinks about you, anything that you think someone should do differently. And maybe if you do this, in reality, you realize that someone's perception of you is built upon millions of memories and experiences and micro niche things that you just are simply never going to know. And you have to get comfortable with not knowing. You really do. So that concludes this podcast episode of season 2, episode 1. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap this episode out by wishing you guys a very peaceful Venus Day. Happy Friday. So, yeah, that's the end. Bye, guys.